Welcome to Congoscopy. I'm Clyde Shirati. In the DRC, the passport gate or passport scandal is back again in the headlines, and we have new information to reveal to you that no other media has done so far in relation to this story. So stay with us for an exclusive report showing corruption in the DRC's government and involving President Kabila's entourage and his family. If you remember, back in June 2017, Reuters agency published a story revealing a corruption scandal which involved DRC government officials and members of the Kabila family who orchestrated a scheme to pocket the bulk of the money generated by the sale of the new biometric passport in the Congo. A contract was signed with a company called Semlex with headquarters in Brussels. Based on that contract, 120 out of 185, which is the price of the document, the passport, well, $120 was going to a company called LRPS, which is owned by one of Kabila's sisters. Now, her name is Wangoy, and I'm going to show you all of that. We got document to show everything we're talking about, so that you know exactly that we're not actually making up anything. The scheme that was negotiated with President Kabila's aides is expected to generate several hundreds of millions of dollars. And much of that money is actually going to Kabila himself and his family. And we did publish a story sometime in June 2017, but it was a story in French and Lingala. This time we've decided to publish in English to make sure that the global audience is aware of what is happening in the DRC. We'll also publish something in French and Lingala for our Congolese audience, because this is ultimately very important matter that we'd like to publicize as widely as possible. Now, there is a new development in this story. A few days ago, on the 16th of September 2017, to be precise, the DRC government announced that it would invalidate all semi-biometric passports that were in circulation or that are still in circulation until the 17th of October 2017. According to the DRC government, there is a reliability issue for this passport, and some countries have announced that they will no longer be able to accept the semi-biometric passport from November 2017. Again, I am quoting the DRC government. Well, that is the official explanation for the announced invalidation of the passport. But most people in the DRC believe that there is a more sinister reason behind this decision. The government is not replacing old passport at all. It wants everybody, well, to buy the new passport. Therefore, practically, it is forcing the people of the Congo, the holders of the passport, to find another $185 for the new passport. Now, we will show you the link between the scheme that has been put together and the new decision by the government to invalidate the old passport as a way to force people to buy the new one. It must be noted that most of these passports, the old one, were issued and expected to remain valid until 2020. As you can expect, most Congolese people are not happy with this decision. The the Congolese passport is practically the most expensive passport in the world when you compare the cost of the document to the country's GDP per capita. Some political opponents in the Congo are calling this a scam, a state fraud that violates the country's laws and regulations. Many people in the DRC see this decision as a fraudulent and deliberate attempt from a corrupted government to take more money from the people who are already they're having it very tough. The DRC being one of the most impoverished country in the world, despite being potentially the richest country in the world when it comes to natural resources. Generally, such decisions, when it comes to invalidating passport, more organized government do allow people to replace the old passport with a new one without paying any money or paying very little money, because people have already paid money for the initial document, and it's just unfair to ask people to pay for the new passport, even though it is technically valid until 2020. So this is a big issue in the Congo right now, and the Congolese government is only giving people 28 days. In most organized countries, the time given for the replacement of such documents will be at least 6 months, sometimes even a whole year, not 28 days. Some key political figures in Kinshasa also say that they see another evil political maneuver behind this decision to invalidate the old passport. They fear that it will enable the government to restrict some opposition leaders from traveling around the world to lobby for change of regime in the Congo. Well, they say that any political opponent to apply for the new passport is likely to wait for several months, if not years, before they are granted a new passport. Now, also, just as part of the story, a Congolese parliamentarian by the name of Toussaint Alonga has filed a complaint before the country's Supreme Court, and he did that on September 19th, asking the highest court in the country to overturn the decision by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Sheikh Okitundu, regarding the invalidation of the old semi-biometric passport. So that's something that we are waiting to see more development happening in relation to that. So that is the latest in relation to the DRC's government decision to invalidate its old passport. I'm sure there will be more to come, and we'll keep you informed on this development. But today, we actually have more information to reveal in relation to Passport Gate Episode 1, the whole corruption. We actually are able to reveal to you that new information, new documentation in relation to the whole corruption scandal relating to the new fully biometric passport, the new one, not the old one. And we have evidence that shows the mechanics of the whole multi-million-dollar corruption deal in the DRC. We have obtained these documents from a reliable source, a person with direct knowledge of the deal, and these documents have not been published in any other media before. So this is obviously an exclusive report from us, Congoscopy, and Africa Media Australia. Over the next few weeks, we will publish a series of videos to show the evidence relating to this case. There is more coming your way, but for start, here's what we can reveal to you today. Ready? So for start, here's what we can reveal to you today in relation to the Congolese Passport Gate Scandal Episode 1. Number 1, the deal to manufacture the new biometric passport in the DRC was not negotiated officially by the Congolese government, but it was negotiated by a few Kabila's aides, people working inside or directly with the office of the President Kabila himself. The Prime Minister Matata Ponyo, who was in charge at the time, was either kept uninformed about this issue or was told to keep quiet. It's either one or the other. What is clear, it is that he did not have a say throughout the whole negotiation process. We have a photo of the team that negotiated the whole deal, and I'm just going to put it on the screen for you to see. We can also reveal, number two, there are no minutes for the meetings relating to the negotiations for the contract to manufacture the passport. And this is a violation of a Congolese law, which expects to have minutes for all negotiations relating to government contract. And if anybody in the Congolese government wants to prove the contrary, would want them to show these document. We have letters between SEMLEX representatives and the Congolese government officials, and we'll show these to you. They will be coming on the screen, but there are no minutes for the negotiations. Albert Karazivan, the CEO of SEMLEX, went to the Congo only twice. Once to meet Kabila and introduce himself and his company for the deal that was being put together. And the second time it was to sign the contract. The negotiations took place mostly in Dubai with a couple of Kabila's aides and cronies. Number three, the contract with SEMLEX was signed even though prior to that a Chinese company, Huawei, actually won a contract to manufacture the passport for about $498 million. It is unclear why Kabila had decided to drop the Chinese deal and go with SEMLEX, but our source tells us that Kabila realized at some stage that he was unable to control the flow of the money, and that was a lot of money that was being given to a Chinese company. So he wanted another deal that he could control the money, and apparently that was the one that was delivered with SEMLEX. Number four, since this corruption scandal was revealed back in June 2017, no action has been taken by the DRC government to investigate and ensure that the bulk of the money for this important document goes into the public office, not to anybody else. So there's absolutely no action from the Congolese government. The Office of the Attorney General in the Congo was previously asked to investigate this matter by Congolese politicians, opposition leaders. But to date, nothing has been done. As you can expect, it's a banana republic. Nobody's going to do anything about that. Now, our source says that the latest government decision to invalidate the previous passport is nothing but a push to get more biometric passport sale and send hundreds of millions of dollars into Kabila's pockets to help him for his lobbying activities overseas and his plan to remain in power as long as possible. He needs money, and one way is to take this money from the pockets of the Congolese. What a pity. It might be said that Kabila makes money in this deal whether the passport is printed or not. As soon as someone applies for the passport and pays for the application, the money goes into the bank. The main bank that takes all the money is Sophie Bank. People can apply and pay different banks, but ultimately that money goes into the main account at Sophie Bank. We can reveal that to you because we know that. And that money eventually finds its way in one of these offshore companies, LRPS, which is owned by Kabila's sister. Now, Kabila's sister doesn't take all the money. Much of that money goes to the man himself, we're told. We can also reveal to you that there are now two cases against SEMLEX in Europe. One in Brussels and another in London. The case in Belgium is about corruption, of course, and it is being investigated by the state of Belgium. We can give you the number. It will come up on the screen. That is the case that is in Belgian courts. The second case is in UK. SEMLEX is being also investigated because close to 70,000 passports that were manufactured by SEMLEX have been found to have coding errors, and they were rejected and considered unsafe. For the UK and the EU, this obviously posed security problems because terrorists can use this type of document to undertake their activities. There is another case, a third one, this time against Mr. Emmanuel Adrupiako, who bought an apartment with the proceeds of the passport deal. This guy got $700,000. We will show you the two transfers, one for $300,000, and another for $400,000. These documents will also appear on the screen. He got the $700,000 from SEMLEX. There's been, a maneuver, transfer of the money. We'll show you all of these documents. So what can we learn from this? Many reports have shown how President Kabila's family and his entourage have amassed and continue to amass a huge amount of money, fortune, for their own personal benefits, taking advantage of the huge amount of natural resources that the DRC has. Kabila has resisted calls to resign after his term expired in December 2016. He unsuccessfully attempted to change the constitution to give himself more time to stay in power. He then decided not to organize elections, and he's trying to find any trick in the book to give himself another term or two or more, who knows, stay in power longer without having to organize any election. This is where the DRC is standing at the moment. Kabila doesn't want to leave power. Primarily, you can tell, he's making money. He doesn't want to go anywhere. While trying all of these things, hundreds, if not thousands of Congolese people have been killed while protesting and resisting the dictatorial maneuvers of the Kabila's government. As if this was not enough, here is new evidence for Kabila's government sadistic maneuvers to take money, to steal money from the pockets of the poor Congolese people. Pathetic, isn't it? He already has all these millions, if not billions, from selling Congolese resources illegally and fraudulently. You know, there's been evidence of money going to the Virgin Islands because he's getting all these minerals and selling them for his own benefit. But he's still not satisfied. And now he wants to force the people of Congo to pay him $120 for every passport that they apply for. And he wouldn't give them time. He wants to push and get the money straight away. Currently, Kabila thinks that he can do anything he likes in the Congo, and there is no one to hold him to account. But he forgets one thing, that even the most ferocious dictators, whether you talk about Hitler, Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi, Mubarak, every dictator has ended very badly. And if you push too hard, well, you may regret what you do. One day, the people of Congo will rise up, and it'll be the end of this guy. The next installment of this series of video publications on Congo Passport Gate is coming to you. We will show you more documentation. We've got everything. Until next time, I'm Claude Shirati.